An immense amount of work goes into making a bespoke suit, much of it by hand. But a lot of that is hidden inside a suit, so as a bespoke customer, it's hard to appreciate all of it. In this series of videos with the tailor Jennie Adamson, we're looking at some aspects of how that suit is put together. In this, the third one in the series, we're looking at how a sleeve is inserted into a jacket. Right, Jennie, thanks for running through this with us. What stage are we on to now?
So now we are inserting the sleeves.
Okay, so you've put the sleeve together and now you are attaching it to the body of the jacket by easing that kind of bigger sleeve into a smaller armhole, right?
Yep, so I'm basting the sleeve in by hand, so I've got a lot of control over exactly where I want the fullness of the sleeve to go. So you can see here I'm just going and easing in a little bit just over the top of the sleeve to create a bit of fullness.
Okay.
In the sleeve head.
And so you want, and generally from a functional point of view, you want a bigger sleeve than the armhole, so you have greater freedom of movement in the sleeve, but the small armhole kind of just holds you. But then from an aesthetic point of view, you're working that fullness where you want around the sleeve to create a different effect.
Yep. Yeah, so we're going for quite a nice roped sleeve head on this one.
Okay, so you can see the ripples there on the top of the sleeve, how you've put the fullness into that part rather than a different part of the sleeve.
And then this is me just pressing away that fullness to get everything nice and flat before I take it over to the machine.
Okay, so that's the outer material of the suit and you're shrinking that with water and heat to get the wool to kind of come in.
Shrinking the fullness that I've added to the sleeve.
Yeah.
Machining now around the armhole to fix the sleeve in place.
So a lot of people talk about these aspects being handmade, but sometimes you might put something in by hand to create that shape and the fullness that you want, but then secure it with a machine stitch afterwards.
Yep. So taking out the mark stitches and the basting thread.
So those basting stitches you don't need anymore. And now you're basting in, again, different parts together?
Yep, just canvassing the shoulder and around the armhole to fix the canvas in place and the shoulder pad, which is on the inside of the jacket.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because a lot of layers in there, isn't there? There's the pad itself and there's all the different aspects of the parts of the body, the canvas and so on that we looked at last time that all got to be secured.
Yep. So these are all temporary stitches, just holding everything from the outside.
It's nice that you can see the shape of the sleeve that's being created there, though.
And then going in from the inside and doing a back stitch here, just inside of the machine stitch I just did, but now I'm going through all the layers of canvas and the shoulder pad to permanently fix that together.
Okay.
And just trimming away the excess here.
So the machine stitch only held a couple of layers together, but then the hand stitch does all of them?
Yeah, machine stitch is just to hold the cloth of the sleeve and the body together, but then hand stitches is inside, holding all the other layers together. Now I'm going around the armhole to secure the lining. You're just tacking it to the canvas, but this is a permanent stitch that will be hidden when the jacket's finished.
Yeah, I like the fact that even though a lot of this work is hidden on the inside of an armhole of a bespoke suit, you can see how the lining has been put together by hand. Not this stitch, but you can see the hand stitches there, can't you? And get a sense of how a lot of that kind of fullness has been worked in elsewhere. Just trimming off the excess that you don't need anymore.
Everything is quite carefully layered again, just so you're not having no extra bulk in there. And then this is the sleeve head roll and the wadding that will go inside the top of the sleeve.
Okay. And you're using, again, water and the iron to create that circular shape to it, to mould it.
Yep, just shrinking away the ease there.
And that sleeve head roll, so that's what goes into the very top of the sleeve to create that kind of roped effect you want. And that's made of a combination of canvas and sleeve head wadding.
Yeah, so just a bit of padding, effectively, to fill out the fullness that I've added when inserting the sleeve.
And again, and then that's very much an aesthetic thing. I mean, some people might not put that in. They might just have a clean finish if they don't want that kind of roping on the sleeve.
Exactly. You could just use canvas on its own. Some people add a bit of damet, just for a softer finish to the sleeve. And tacking the sleeve lining to the body.
This is the final stitch for that sleeve lining, or no, this is still just...
This is I'm basting it, so a temporary stitch, but then the linings will be sewn in by hand with a very delicate invisible stitch.
I like the colour of lining as well. Is that silk?
It's silk, yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
That's lovely. It's nice, you can see the shape of the sleeve. It looks beautiful. And then it just got to be finished, the buttonholes and so on, and it's done.
Yep.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.